Stardew Valley has finally launched on the Nintendo Switch, meaning that you can take the great outdoors into the great outdoors, or just onto the train or bus or dentist's waiting room, battery life permitting. I loved playing Stardew Valley on PC, but farming crops and making friends and mayonnaise all over again has got me thinking that, you know what, paying attention to the little things in this game might actually make you a better person. Here's how. When you start a game of Stardew Valley, you're gifted a plot of farmland by your grandfather. While that sounds like a dream, the reality is that in the beginning, the land is a bit of a dump. No matter what type of farm you choose, there are logs and rocks strewn all over the place, and all you have is your house, some basic tools, and a packet of parsnip seeds. Starting from nothing is hard, and it can be kind of frustrating when you realise how far you have to go before you can even afford a backpack to stuff a couple of extra seashells into. But there will come a day when you'll look back at that spring spent foraging for daffodils and wild leeks and laugh. There's a real sense of accomplishment when you know every single bit of work that went into setting up a system of iridium sprinklers or a cheese press. And the path to getting there doesn't have to be like following a walkthrough in any other game. That forward thinking is actually what makes Stardew Valley so enjoyable. And because you have to plan so many windfalls well in advance, and certain things do depend on chance, there isn't really an option to retry immediately if things don't go exactly your way. So there's a level of acceptance there that I don't really experience in other games. Like, I didn't manage to get 5 gold parsnips for a community bundle, but you know what? It's okay. There's always next year. Like a lot of other people playing Stardew Valley, once I log off the game and try to go about actual real life, I'll get this glazed over look when I start planning ahead for my next big goal, like upgrading the farmhouse. I'm not quite there when it comes to thinking ahead to tasks relating to real life, but the way I think about accomplishing stuff in Stardew can definitely be applied to real life, in that it's all about focusing on getting smaller goals out of the way first to clear a path for that big project. For example, the big goal is getting that next house upgrade, but just for today, I'll try for some of the hardwood I need to bring that one step closer. It's a good mindset to have. If only homeownership in the real world was that easy. It's kind of funny, the way in which you organise and construct your farm doesn't make a difference to the game or how successful you are, but you end up taking real pride in beautiful, neat rows of mayonnaise machines or squares of crops and the positioning of all your additional farm buildings. The look of your farm as it grows actually becomes a reward in itself for most players, even if it's only you that ever sees it. There are small benefits to really properly thinking about layouts in advance, but mostly, the game is just allowing you to express yourself in how you want your space to look. Taking ownership of something you've created is a really good feeling, and it's easy to translate that into other tiny tasks throughout your day, even if that's just the way you present your meals, to how you make your bed, or how you pick out your outfit for the day. That sense of pride in how you get a small job well done, especially if it's just for yourself, is worth that little bit of extra effort. You can strike up friendships and eventually even relationships with townsfolk in Stardew Valley, but for me, all that sort of stuff has to wait until at least the second year. Friendships take a lot of work, and yes, that means dancing on my own in the Spring Flower Festival, but you know, that's okay. I really don't have time to stalk townsfolk giving them the same gift over and over twice a week just so they'll acknowledge my existence every now and then, in those early days at least. I've got a watering can to upgrade, slimes to murder, and a winter to stock up for. But you know, sometimes their indifference hurts. Even though you don't give them any of your time, why aren't they fascinated by this cool new stranger who, by the way, owns their own farm? Whereas in other games you are the centre of that game's universe and therefore everyone takes notice of you, life in Stardew Valley just carries on, with or without your farmer. You aren't a Dovahkiin or a chosen one or a saviour of the world, you're just a mucky former city dweller with a weird habit of rifling through everyone's bins or wandering into their house and trying to open their bedroom doors. Okay, so none of that is sound life advice, but taking time to improve yourself before opening up to focusing on new relationships probably is, right? I wonder if Abigail liked my pumpkins. Few other games I play make me so aware of the passage of time. Once I have my morning chores out of the way, I immediately start thinking about how best to maximize the time I have left in the day. If I go to the spa and regain energy, will I then have time to go to the mine? Or, since I harvested a bunch of crops that morning, I should really go and buy more seeds so as not to waste a day. But it is Wednesday, so Pierre's is closed. Maybe I should just get some fishing in. I have a few items to complete a community bundle, so I'll just go and do that quickly. See, it's so Moorish. The game seriously gets you thinking about good organisation without the need for quest markers or to-do lists. In real life, I am terrible with lists. I get too caught up in admin and forget to focus on the tasks actually at hand. And seeing things that you do need to do written down just makes them that much more stressful and seemingly insurmountable. That's why I like that, for the most part, Stardew Valley just lets you get on with it. You know broadly what you have to do, but figuring out the best way to get to where you want to go is up to you. You need to think about what you need, get started, and stay focused. There's no wrong way to do stuff, and sometimes plans change, but weirdly, multitasking becomes easier that way. Little mental tasks like keeping on top of the things you have to accomplish in-game to get the most out of every day can keep you sharp for the real-life equivalent too. You could argue that Persona 5 is another game that does a very similar job of having you manage time effectively, but it's a completely different feeling. In Persona 5, you're aware that things can go badly wrong if you aren't prepared, and one mistake can lead to everything falling down around you. But the lesson in Stardew Valley is more like everything you do is a step forward, so don't worry about it too much. A lot of people can get anxious or stressed in their day-to-day life, and everyone has their own way of dealing with feelings of worry or of just being overwhelmed. Some people read a book, some people knit or take a shower or work out or just focus on their breathing. Having Stardew Valley on Switch, I think, can provide an alternative method of instant stress relief wherever you go. Its simple tasks and short-term achievable goals help you relax and focus, and it can be so helpful to take 10 minutes to yourself to complete a few chores and forget about any other real-life stresses you have for a little while, allowing you to come back to any IRL tasks with renewed energy and drive. And that's not even taking into account its genuinely wonderful soundtrack, comforting and colourful visuals, and, most of all, the wonderful sound it makes when you harvest crops. Listen. That's just the best. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling much more relaxed now. Are you playing Stardew Valley on Switch? Let us know in the comments, and if you'd like to hear more about how video games can be helpful in dealing with real-life mental health, I'd definitely recommend checking out Johnny's Low Batteries series. Or if you'd like a bit of a change in tempo, there's always our Dream Daddy Let's Play or Late to the Party. Thanks for watching. Bye!